Every time the Democrats attack us and attack our movement, they can't help but tell on themselves. They reveal how much they hate the American people. Now remember this. Remember, Barack Obama said we cling to God and guns. Remember that? Hillary Clinton called us deplorables. And now Kamala Harris says we're weird. Well, Kamala, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about some things that are weird. We think it's weird that Democrats want to put sexually explicit books in toddlers' libraries. We think it's weird that the far left wants to allow biological males to beat the living crap out of women in boxing. We think it's weird for a presidential candidate to bail convicted rapists and murderers out of prison, and that's what Kamala Harris did. And I think it's especially weird when Kamala Harris comes to Atlanta. I believe came here to this arena. Kamala Harris comes to Atlanta and talks with a fake Southern accent, even though she grew up in Canada. You can't make it up. That's pretty weird. Go watch the clip. She sounded like a Southern belle, even though she grew up in Vancouver. It doesn't make any sense. But on November 5th, she can go back to using her San Francisco accent, because we're going to send her packing and we're going to re-elect Donald J. Trump, President of the United States.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about President Trump's rally in Atlanta, deep blue territory, as he follows up on Kamala Harris's first campaign rally, which was in Atlanta, where she decided to kick off her campaign by making a minstrel show out of black people, okay, by embarrassing black folks, especially black women, by having Meg Thee Stallion do a very, very, very raunchy and ratchet performance in front of the crowd. It was something that has shocked people across the political world. There has been a lot of people that has spoken out against Kamala Harris seemingly embracing degeneracy and using black women in order to push that, while also pushing that on black people as well too. Very disrespectful stuff, okay? And it really tells you everything you need to know about how Democrats think about black people. They don't believe they need to do anything to earn your vote except push out some puppet who is a so-called woman of color, or maybe they like to sleep with the same sex, or they don't like their genitalia, or, you know, whatever, right? This is what they do, okay? And maybe they shake some ass for you as well too. This is what they think they need to do to earn your vote, because they don't talk about policies, and they do not present respectable people as examples of people who are supporting their movement, right, and what they stand for, because their movement stands for degeneracy, okay? So, again, you can't put a respectable person out there to push a degenerate movement, right? So, again, this is why they have people like Meg Thee Stallion, okay? So, with that being said, I want you guys to compare and contrast how Republicans think about black people and the type of people that they present to black people at their rallies as a representation of the Republican Party or the people that are voting for Trump. And I want you guys to tell me if you can spot a difference.
But let me also tell you, when I was 12 years old, I had to watch my father come home with shards of glass and blood dripping down his face from 9/11. We were there. I don't want to be there or hear about another terrorist attack on our soil that could be prevented. When you allow 11 million undocumented people to walk across our border, you are allowing an attack to happen. It's common sense. How could you ever fathom allowing someone to even run for office who doesn't want to even enforce our laws, who doesn't think it's important to even visit our border? How is it possible that she makes a joke on the news media saying, "Why are you asking me about visiting the border? I haven't even gone to places in Europe." Well, newsflash, you're running for President of the United States of America. Take your time and get to learn these 50 states, as many of us have. I know I have to wrap it up because I can go ahead and go on a sermon for you guys tonight, but I definitely find it very peculiar that Kamala Harris, who was named as the border czar, who again, they're erasing this in our online presence. They're erasing that from the White House government official records. But let it be known, she was called the border czar. She failed to do her job and protect our borders. She's not even visited the border. So let me be very clear. If we don't round up everyone we know in November, not only is housing going to be unaffordable and unattainable for the majority of millennials, Gen X's, also will food costs continue to skyrocket. We're heading towards a recession. I want you to be clear. There is no one other than Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance I would honestly support in this election.
Now, why don't we jump right into it? See, as a young single mother, I can tell y'all that rent is too damn high. I can tell you that as a young black voter, groceries are too damn high. And as an American citizen, period, seniors like my parents should never have to choose between medicine or food. It should never be the quality of life versus the quantity of life. And I don't want to hear, oh, but we capped the price of insulin and lowered the price of all these medicines. Yeah, but you raised the price of everything else, so it's about time to start telling the truth to Americans and let them know exactly what they're signing up for if they want to vote for Kamala Harris. We need to vote based on facts and not feelings. See, under Harris and Biden, the average Georgia household is losing $1,060 per month, and inflation is at 21.4%. And due to the war on energy, average gas prices have reached record highs for the state. We also did a poll, and 80% of us black Americans are not happy with the current state of the economy, so I'm going to need 80% of y'all to vote accordingly in November. They love me, they really love me. The left wants you to get in your feelings about things that have been said, but I want you guys to pay attention to what has been done. They don't want to talk policy. They just want to use propaganda to steal your vote. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the black community, but all she's done is hurt the black community since she came into the game. See, the first step in destroying the black community is to dismantle the black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about black families? I wonder if Mrs. Willie Brown, a black woman, is also with her. A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected. Did I lie? The same black people who are mad at Trump for being confused about her race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever, are seemingly forgetting that while you're touting her as a savior for black people, she identifies as an Asian woman. She chose her side and it wasn't ours. When asked if she would ever do anything specifically for black people, she said no.
Now, the last firecracker that you guys saw, because that's the best way to describe her and that speech, her name is Michaela Montgomery. She was the girl that hugged Trump at Chick-fil-A when he visited Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, okay? And, of course, the mainstream liberal media tried to say it was staged and it was all fake, yada, yada, yada. But, again, what you guys can see there, right, is what the GOP, what Republicans and what conservatives believe should be representations of black voters, right? Black voters that support Trump, that support our movement, okay? These are black women who are dressed modestly, okay? Okay, that is very important, okay? And they are talking about the issues and the policies, right? You guys notice how they were focused on substance throughout most of what they were talking about. They were talking about the issues, okay? But again, compare that to what you saw at the Kamala Harris rally. I believe those black women spoke more about policies and issues than Kamala Harris did, okay? So again, you see the difference here, okay? The GOP actually believes that black voters have a brain, okay? And we do not think that all black people respond to degeneracy and sex, okay? We don't believe that that's how we can appeal to black people, right? We believe that we can put policies and the issues first, okay? And that is how we're going to appeal to all of America, right? So again, you know, if you don't see the difference, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, Michaela, I know you spoke. Just come up for a second. Come here. This young woman, I walked into, I don't know what the hell restaurant it was, but I walked into this restaurant, and we do it very quietly. We don't announce it. That's for, you know, security reasons, everything. I walked in. She's behind the counter, and she didn't know I was coming. And she goes, "It's President Trump." She looks at me. "It's President Trump. You saved my college." And I said, "How the hell do you know that?" She said, "You are, this one is so smart, so sharp." She grabbed me. She gave me a kiss. I said, "I think I'm never going back home to the First Lady."
You were supposed to keep that quiet.
See, now, for the average politician, that's death. For me, I don't care. I just want to tell you, you are an unbelievable person with a great personality. You lit up the whole room. You lit up the whole room. I said, weeks later, I'd go, "Who is that person that was so incredible?" She knew everything about me. She had no idea I was coming. She knew everything about me. And, you know, the historically black colleges and universities, I gave millions and millions, billions of dollars to. They kept coming back, and I said, "Why are you doing this?" And we gave them long-term funding. And she knew that because she said her college, which was, she loved her college. She said it was so great, right? You loved it.
The illustrious CAU.
Yeah, that's right. She loved her college, and she said, "You saved my college." What was your college? Tell them.
The illustrious Clark Atlanta University.
And it was so impressive, and I felt so good because she really did. She really said, I said, "Did you like the college?" She said, "No, I loved that school. I loved that college." And that's what it's all about. But you are an incredible person. I think you have a tremendous future. I really do.
Thank you.
And I'll do whatever I can to help you. Okay? Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you.
You want to say something else?
Man, you know, I thought I was done. But I do want to add on to some of the remarks that were made by others, and we do need to do our best to get the message out there. The fight is nothing if all we do is talk about it amongst ourselves. So with that being said, since you said you'd help me, shameless plug, if y'all need anybody to knock doors, make phone calls, wave signs, get people out to the polls, call me at Conserve the Culture. Because not only do I mobilize the HBCU students so that they may get this message, but I'm the best person when it comes to black engagement in the black community. And nobody needs this message more than my folks. So do y'all care for real? Are y'all with us for real? ConserveTheCulture.com for any and all inquiries. Y'all can follow me at Miss Kayla, baby. I'm going to give it back to Big T.
Wow. Wow. Link will be in the description. All right. Link will be in the description. She might be a star, right? I'm just saying, she might be a star. I had goosebumps watching that. Okay. I'm so serious. So, you know, guys, the movement feels special, right? It really does. It really does feel like a special moment. Do not let the liberal media fool you, okay? They're going to push a lot of propaganda on behalf of Kamala Harris. They're going to try to make it seem like, oh, Trump is losing, and then eventually they'll get to a point where they'll say, oh, well, Trump can't win. Kamala Harris is doing so great. Again, don't believe the hype. At the end of the day, as long as we vote, as long as we do what we have to do, we will be fine. Right? And we stick to the policies, we stick to the issues, right? And obviously, you know, we can get in the mud with the Democrats as well too, but ultimately at the end of the day, we do it to get back to the core issues that we believe can mobilize voters to the polls, right? That is what we're trying to do. And what you saw there at that rally, I think, was a good representation of how the GOP can move forward with, again, trying to expand the base and to get more people on board with the movement. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.